Welcome back to episode 2 of the Deck Podcast,
where we talk about everything philosophical.
Today we have Dane and Emily.
Caitlin and Katarin.
Alrighty, let's jump right into it. As of right now, which of the views do you think is the most correct with respect to the topic of identity over time? And these views are the soul view, the body view, the psychological continuity view, and the no-self view. Why? And on your view, then, are you committed to the conclusion that the Versona is a continuation of the self? It's deep right there.
Well, first off, I think we should look at the soul view. I personally think that the soul view is most correct with respect to the topic of identity, especially over time, because I feel like, as we've said, the body view, your body changes constantly. But I feel like that's your soul, that inner self. It'll change, but it's not really, like, the essence of it isn't truly different over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's who you are and who you forever will be.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't necessarily put that in a Versona.
Absolutely not.
So then it would be more of the body view, right? Or no, the psychological continuity view is what
What
would support the Versona.
Yeah. But what view are you most aligned with? And would on your view, do you think
maybe we should each just say kind of what our belief is?
Yeah.
Okay,
do you think that can fit into the Versona?
That works. So Dane Beischlein, soul view. Okay, advocate for the soul view. I already said my things. And do I think that the Versona is a continuation of yourself? Absolutely not. It's a program on a computer. There's no real essence to it. Like, no matter what, if, let's say it's a Versona of me after I die, people will know I'm still dead, even if they're talking to an AI version of me. It's truly not the same.
Do you think it's good for anything? Do you think there's any place for it in society?
Absolutely. I think there's plenty of use to it. Just personally, it's not my big thing. The examples given were in terms of grief,
Mm-hmm.
and getting over that, and I think it's very helpful as a tool in the very beginning. But eventually, that's that hurdle you need to get over yourself.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I kind of align with the soul view as well, but maybe a little combination of the soul view and the no self view, because I feel like there is kind of a common identity between everybody, and I feel like there should be there is a connectivity, whereas there's not as much of a individuality. So I kind of feel like there's a combination for me between the soul view and the no self view, and I same as you, and don't think of Versona as a continuation of anything, even. Maybe of some of the memories, but I just can't. If somebody else was mimicking a loved one of mine, and using what they've said in the past to try to create a future, or like a current personality of that loved one, I just that wouldn't do it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with I think I'm more of the soul view is what I go with, both Dane and Katarin. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah. I kind of feel like it could be a combination of any of them. There's no one correct answer.
Yeah. I think, like Dane said, you don't, it's not super healthy to make a Versona of either yourself or a family member, because, that prolongs the grief process of you getting over their death compared to just pushing it back.
Yeah, because, even if you're, constantly looking at pictures of them, that can kind of make grief worse, too. Because then you're constantly feeling they're there. And, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin, what view would you say you align? Oh, the mood lighting. I'm sorry, you can't see, but we are really now podcasting in the dark. Caitlin, do you have any particular view that you like align with more so?
I don't really like this psychological continuity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like the soul view and the body view. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, something about them speaks to me.
Alrighty.
Speaks to her.
Okay, so
Can we have a little more on that? Why does it speak to you? In what ways?
yeah, in what way does it speak to
Please.
you?
Well, the soul view, we are who we are, and then we just are the same. Not the same, just like the same essence throughout life. And I don't know, I kind of agree with that. Like how, like 5-year-old me is still the same as now me, but we're still different at the same time.
It's like we're the same person, but we've grown over time
Yeah.
into like the person that we want to be, or
Yeah. No,
you
I
know,
got you.
you know
But
what
like
I'm
also
saying.
body view, I'm also completely different than I was at 5. Like I don't have the same thoughts, hopefully. I just very, very different person than I was then. Going through different things in life, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I could
Okay,
see how we
okay.
could be different people throughout lives. Kind of like snakes, how they shed their skin. They're still the same, but they're still different.
Good metaphor.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right, we kind of dipped into the last part of the question here.
Oh wait, I didn't say the
Oh,
persona.
Oh.
Dang,
My
you're
bad.
stealing the mic from me, bro.
Oh shit, I touched the thing. Okay. I would say I would not. Wait, give me a sec. The conclusion? No, it is not. It's just freaky. Honestly, it's not the same because like, I don't know. AI, you know, it's not a person, and you can't make it a person. It doesn't have a personality. It can say certain things that you want it to say that would like align with something someone would say, but it's not the person. They're like, ghost isn't in it or something. I don't know.
I mean, with that in mind, I think we already answered number 5.
Well,
Yeah, well, at least the first part, right?
I mean,
What
we
do you
could go a little more into it. Let's
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, here.
would you consider encouraging your loved ones to sign up for Versona? Or would you personally create one of yourself, maybe for the benefit of your loved ones after you pass?
or for yourself.
I am most interested in creating one of myself while I'm still alive.
Dude, you're copying my idea.
No, I totally did steal it from you.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
I'm gonna be the one who's gonna pay for it.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I don't think you have the
I'm not paying the 20
guts-
bucks.
The guts to pay the 20 bucks.
I'm also scared of it. It's gonna take over my identity, and then my friends are gonna love it more than they love me. And then then it's like everything's gonna go wrong. It's gonna be like a scary dystopian movie. Somehow I'm gonna die, and then like my AI will live on, and people will forget about me, who I really am.
It'll like become president or something like that.
That'd be crazy.
Your Versona.
Wow.
Does that mean I became president?
Well, then that means something AI would be president.
Whoa.
No.
But why?
Because it's a Versona. It's not Dane. It's Dane's Versona.
But define Dane.
But
What
well-
is me? Right?
Well,
Right?
here,
That's the whole
we
point
have
of
another
this podcast.
Yeah, we have another conundrum. Oh,
Whoa. Oh, we're good. We're back.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
The problem, another problem here is that the Versona is a relationship. It's not right. It's not actually you. Like, you are a combination of all your relationships with other people. A Versona is a specific relationship between you and another person. So if you were to become president, like the amount of Versonas, Dane's
need.
Versonas that would have to be there, I don't know.
It would just be President Dane, you know, President Dane, but not like friend Dane, or classmate Dane.
But it's
right?
even more specific because
the specific relationship between that persona to the rest of the world, right? You'd only see the side of me that would be me when I'm president.
Sure, I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess the general public is one relationship that you have
Yeah.
with the general public when you're president. But like, you're a classmate to all of us, but we each have a different relationship with you.
Exactly.
You know, so it's
Yes.
even more specific.
Yes.
So you'd have to have thousands of Versonas. In theory.
Mhm.
If it's based off of what we think, not what he, like if we create each one of him.
Guys, we're getting off topic. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
would you create one of yourself, or maybe encourage your loved ones to create one of them?
No.
I don't think I would,
When I'm dead, I want to be
because
dead.
because that goes back to like dealing with grief. I mean, like in life, we are born to die, pretty much, you know, like, and even though that sounds really depressing a little bit, but it's still like that's just the circle of life, and I feel like that's something that we have to deal with in life, and that's just a part of, I don't know.
That was very well said.
Caitlin, do you? What do you think?
I would not want to make one of myself for anyone. That just sounds... that's so much work when you're dying. You just, like, have to put all this work into making, like, another piece of you.
But
I just want to, like, die.
that doesn't mean that you are dying when you make it. I mean, you could make one right now. It doesn't mean you're dying.
But, like, I don't think my grandchildren would want a Versona of me at 17. I know I wouldn't.
Well, that kind of
It's true.
brings in one of my thoughts is I think the most practical and useful uses of the Versona is like, I don't know my grandparents because they were long dead before I was even alive, right? Right. But like if you used this, let's say made a Versona of yourself, it might not hold much practical use to like, let's say your children or people really close to you.
Like people who are grieving.
Yeah, but maybe like 4 generations down the line, you know, you're a great-great-grandpa to some of these people. They don't know anything about you, but through this Versona, they can come to learn who you are and sort of like the where their family came from and how it was generations and generations ago. I think that's a very cool use that I could be very fun, honestly.
Small addition. Kind of like an example of how we have that today is kind of like when a lot of World War II veterans and Holocaust survivors were passing away, they did a lot of interviews with them to conserve like them and their stories. There you go. That was it.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, wouldn't it change over time?
The
And
Versona?
wouldn't it change? It wouldn't be the same you that you created it to be. It would have changed over time with the time, and maybe it would change how you feel or think or just do different things differently, you know?
Yeah, because like something that you do at 5, you wouldn't do in your 20s or something like that.
Well, I think in this case, this is only something we would be able to find out if it actually happened. Like we can't
So
really
make a Versona.
yeah.
do it. Let's do
Well, but I'm not going to be alive by the time to say if it's different from the current me or not.
But you could make it now and then see.
No, because we're talking 4 or 5 generations down the line, dude.
True.
I ain't living that long unless I cryogenically freeze myself. Whoa,
Whoa.
Just wake yourself
Dude.
back up.
We talked about that in class. That was awesome.
That was
That
sick.
was crazy.
Okay, one thing I do have going for the Versona, I think one advantage is a grief helper. Because I feel like a lot of people, it's so hard. I've never had a loved one die, so I can't really speak
What?
personally like about this.
Never?
No, not somebody close to me, so I can't.
I'm not gonna lie, me either.
Yeah, so
Knock on
it's
wood.
it's kind of hard for me to relate to this, but I know it can be really hard for people,
It's like
Um,
something. It's like
and so hey, shh, guys,
Sorry.
you're clouding the airspace.
What are you, an
Um,
airplane?
So I think, where was I? I think that, I think it can help people not stuff their emotions. Like when you're grieving, you don't want to stuff it. You need to bring everything to the surface, and you need to work through it, right? And so I think it can help people work through the grief because it can be so hard to lose a loved one, and so I think that could be a big advantage of the Versona.
So I have a question for you.
Mm.
If you lost a baby, would you make a persona of that baby?
Like my kid.
You can't.
Like if you
had a child.
if you had a child.
No, because they're a baby. They can't do
Yeah,
anything.
you can't make a persona of someone.
Okay, what if,
Well,
let's say like
could
like
you?
a 5-year-old. Let's do 5.
Even then, that'd be really difficult.
Well,
I agree.
Because I feel like it'd be hard for them to cooperate in the whole making the Versona thing.
Well, I mean, maybe you could do it of like an 8-year-old. I think, isn't your personality fully developed by like age 7?
I have
And that's what they say.
A comment.
What's your comment?
You were talking about how it could be helpful for grieving.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I
that's
think
why
it could
I
also-
asked it. Because if you lost a child,
I also think it could be used as like a coping mechanism or a crutch, sort of, to maybe put off actually getting over the grief and sort of just helping stay afloat.
Right, so it can work totally against that.
Yeah, there's
I agree.
you'd have to approach it the right way.
Uh-huh.
I agree with Dane. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so with a child that doesn't necessarily have a personality, or do they have a big personality, then
That can depend on the kid.
are you just connected to their
I mean,
their
but
soul
like,
or their
but
body?
But you were bringing up, grief,
Yeah.
and something that people grieve over is losing a baby.
Yeah,
or
but like
something
that
like that.
grief is so much more intense than like losing like a grandma or something. I don't know, because like
Well-
that's your child. That's like a piece of you that's just gone. Especially for a mother, that's intense. And so having a persona of your kid can just like make the grief go on and on and on and on. I don't know. You just hold on to a dead, like a piece of someone.
All right, guys. Should
Wait,
we
wait.
conclude? I think.
One question. If you had to do it of one family member, who would you do it of?
One family member.
Yeah.
My brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do that for my brother. That's a great question.
I'd probably do my sister because me and my sister are like best friends.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's cute.
Yeah, but like my sister's not that much older than me. Like by the time she dies, like I'm practically dead.
Well, my brother's younger than me.
You know
so
what? That's true. Me too.
I'm saying he's gonna.
Yeah, like my sister's 7 years older than me, and like so like realistically, it's like, oh, I get 7 years of this AI robot version of my sister. Nah, get me like my grandpa or something, because then at least I get it for like a good enough amount of time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I
like
agree.
it has use at that point.
Yeah.
So who would you make your
I just said my grandpa,
Yeah.
Okay.
dude.
I'll pay half.
Okay.
I'd probably do my grandpa too.
Alrighty.
Wait,
So-
I'm not involved.
Say your thing,
Okay.
man.
I'd probably do my stepmom. I love her. Best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah.
Sick.
Best mom. Yeah.
Alrighty. We all
Nice.
have go people and make your personas.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Are we?
I don't know
are
if I
we-
want to.
Yeah, I think we covered it. I did it.
But do we?
Yeah. So do you have any other closing thoughts? I mean, I think that was a good closing question.
This has been philosophical.
Tune in for episode 3,
Coming soon.
coming eventually someday. Deck
Hopefully.
podcast. You can find us on Canvas.
Or
in
Watkin
the
Community College.
the philosophy
Wandering around.
philosophy
Yes.
course. Yeah, or if you ever see some person.
Or driving
Hey,
crazy.
drop into the comments. Tell us what you want to talk about next.
Yeah.
what you want
If
us
you ever
to
want to
talk
be a guest host,
Oh yeah.
please
join us.
let us
Drop
know.
by.
Yes.
We will absolutely
So-
have you. I don't know what we'll talk about, but it'll be something fun.
It'll be philosophical.
Oh, yes, it will.
Alrighty.
Signing off, Dane.
Emily.
Caitlin.
We out. Katarin.